Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. I hereby call the Elections and Campaign Finance Subcommittee to order. Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Representative Burkhart. Here. Representative Doggett. Present. Representative Haynes. Here. Representative Miller. Representative Moon. Here. Chairman Crawford. Present. Chairman Rudd.
Here.
Chairman Rudd, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Do any of the members have any personal orders or announcements? Yes, Chairman Doggett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I have with me today Ms. Faith Hirschler. She is a shadow with the Tennessee Student Eagle Forum, and so she is with me today. So please help me welcome her to the General Assembly.
Chairman Crawford.
And I have my bodyguard with me today. Stand up there, Ethan. Ethan is a homeschooler, good football player, and a well-dressed man. I tell you what, he's been my shadow all day, and he is doing a wonderful job, and we're just tickled to have him here at the General Assembly. Make him feel welcome, please.
Thank you. Anyone else? Otherwise, we have 7 bills on the calendar today, and we will get started. Bill number 1, HB 0561 by Chairman Todd. We have a motion and a second. Please see, do you have any amendments?
I do not, sir.
All right. Please tell us about your bill.
A couple of years ago, we passed a bill that allowed local districts to recall school board members. It's permissive. We did not require it. Excuse me, let me back up, rewind that tape. 2 different things with school boards I ran. The one I'm speaking of is we allowed partisan school board elections. So the local party can call, either party can call for those to be partisan if they choose to, and it's totally up to the locals to do that. We're not saying they have to, but we're allowing them the ability to, and under current law, they do not have that ability. Most municipalities do not have that ability. So this would allow the same kind of a scenario in municipal elections, and that's what this is. It's very permissive. We're not encouraging or dictating. We're just saying you're allowed to now if you choose to. So same scenario with the local party calling for the election, for the partisan election.
All right. Any questions on the bill? Representative Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Todd, currently it's prohibited, is what you're saying.
Yes,
I believe so in most situations. There may be some charters I'm not familiar with that will allow it, but I don't know of any.
Representative, there are. It's left right now. It's left up to the individual city, and some charters do allow it, and most I would say do not.
So only municipalities, not county governments and/or school boards, but just municipalities.
That is correct. Municipal elections may be conducted on a partisan or nonpartisan basis.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
We all know you're here now. We put you away the gun away now, Greg. It's all right.
Any other questions? If not, I'll hand it back over to the sponsor.
That's all I have. Thank you.
No questions? If not, we'll be voting on the bill. All those in favor of HB 0561 say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
No.
Noes have it. Record the chairman as yes. Excuse me, yes. All right, clerk, Representative Moons requests a yes. Chairman Rudd also requests a yes. Let's see. Next is, let me get to my next page. Next is HB 0632. That has been rolled 1 week at the request of the sponsor. Next up is item 4. HB 0882 by Representative Martin, and he is in the room. We have a motion, we have a second. Do you have any amendments? Okay, tell us about your bill.
As we all know, Tennessee has a great election process, and I'm not trying to do anything but make things perhaps a little bit better.
I just wrote it.
What this bill does is that it allows for a candidate who maybe questions some of this fail-safe balloting that's going on to be able to have the information of the people who have voted in a fail-safe ballot. They're already entitled to tally sheets and poll list, but what this would do is this would enable them, a candidate, if they wanted to be able to get the addresses of those that voted in a fail-safe manner, in a more timely manner where they wouldn't have to go through a FOIA request. They'd be able to get that in the same way that they're able to get tally sheets and poll list. And if this passes, Mr. Chairman, there was an amendment that was put on from the Senate that tweaks it just a little bit, but not substantively, and I would bring that if it made it to the full committee.
Okay.
And I would appreciate a positive recommendation.
I would assume since it doesn't change the substantive and it's more or less just a correction of an error, the chairman of full would not have an objection to hearing it in full. Okay. All right. Any questions for the sponsor of the bill? Well, who? Okay. Yes, Chairman. Nothing or?
Do we want to fix it with sub, or do we want to fix it with full?
That's up to the chairman of full. Since it's a typo, that's up to you. Huh? Well, it's not a typo, but it doesn't change the actual substance of the bill. It's a technical correction. What do you want to do, Mr. Chairman?
We'll take care of it in full.
Okay, he said he'd take care of it in full. Any objections to voting on the bill as is, to be, for a technicality to be corrected in full? Seeing none, we are voting on, let me get back over. We had some paperwork to correct up here. I'm out of place. HB 0882 by Martin. All those in favor say aye. 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 Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Goes on to local. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Let me clarify two things. I skipped number 2, but also item number 3, HB 0632 by Darby is rolled 1 week. On item number 2, HB 0937 by Alexander, it is rolled 1 week. So any testimony would be heard next week in the committee. Sorry for the delay. Let me get to item number 4. Excuse me. Yeah, that's good. We just did that one. Item 5. I'm getting back on track now. Item number 5, HB 0538, it has been taken off notice. Item 6 on today's calendar, HB 0603 by Powell. No one in present? Well, we've got a motion to roll that to final calendar of the committee. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Roll to final calendar. Item number 7, by HB 0828, I need to pass the gavel to Chairman Crawford. That is my bill.
Got a proper motion, I second it. Chairman, Rudd, you were recognized on House Bill 828.
Thank you. This is a familiar bill. We passed out of committee and passed out of local and went to finance, and while it was right before it went to the floor last year, the Senate general subbed it because they didn't have people in the committee. I've been assured that there is, we'll see if there's no opposition of the Senate, but I'm running the same exact bill as we ran and approved last year. This simply does not change anything. Right now, as you know, under current state law, it's illegal to cross over in a primary, and this just puts a 8.5 by 11 sign up at the polling place to let people know and to make them aware that they could potentially be breaking the law if they do that. That's all it does. It's a warning sheet that's put up at the voting precincts.
Any questions for the sponsor? Seeing none, I think we're ready to vote on House Bill 0828. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
no. Ayes have it.
Wait, I see. Yes. That's what I was about to do. We have a motion to reconsider our actions on item 6, HB 0603, which we put to the bottom of the committee's on the final calendar. Have a second. All those in favor of reconsidering, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. We're reconsidering our actions. Please tell us about your bill, Representative Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to give the committee an update, and my apologies, I'm in the State Government Committee right now as well. If I could request a 2-week roll, I supplied another amendment.
Well, that would be the final calendar.
That's fine. I know. I will not be here next week. I would run it next week. But we're still kind of working on an amendment, trying to get this right. As it stands right now, I mean, the code basically says you can't have any punitive damage. I think we need to try to figure out something that we can do here to make sure that people are actually picking up their signs and not littering our community. So I'm still working on an amendment. I'm hoping to try to get this done this year. If I can't, we'll put it off. But if I could roll this 2 weeks, Mr. Chairman, I realize that's your final calendar. I would appreciate that.
All right, the sponsors has to roll it 2 weeks, which would be the 21st final calendar. So it is rolled. Any objection? We'll roll it 2 weeks. Seeing none, it was rolled 2 weeks. And on to item, and I'm just kidding. That is the, I believe that is the end of our calendar. Before we close, do any of the members have any announcements or singing or anything to tell us? Seeing none, if I hear a motion to, well, we have noise down here on the left.
Would it be inappropriate, since we finished, to allow our 2 shadows to speak to the committee just for a minute to introduce themselves and talk about what they've experienced today watching a very important committee that deals with elections, which is important? Would that be inappropriate if it is?
I don't see any objections. I would call you to the podium and you can tell us about what you're, excuse me. We have to go out of session to hear from you. Please go to the podium and make sure the red button is pushed. And you can tell us about yourself and what you're doing.
My name is Faith Hirschler. I am a homeschooled 8th grader, and I'm a student Eagle. I've been in the Student Eagles for a year now, and I didn't even know that there was a committee about this until I learned I was going to be shadowing Representative Doggett. So this has been really informative and just this might not sound very mature, but cool to me. And it's just been an amazing experience. Thank you, Representative Doggett, for letting me come and shadow you.
And you're very lucky because your rep has popcorn Wednesdays in his office.
Is it already on?
It is.
Hello, my name's Ethan Buckles. Well, I've had a lot of fun because I want to become a politician. So this is extremely interesting because this is my path that I want to do when I grow up. Oh yeah, I guess I play football, part of Teen Eagles. I actually didn't know that this thing existed either until I joined Teen Eagles. That's about it.
Well, you'll find that sometimes you grow out of wanting to be a politician, then sometimes you grow into it. So, I'll look forward to having you down here in the future.
Thank you.
Chairman Crawford.
Chairman Rudd, I just wanted you to know that he is one of your constituents. He is from Murfreesboro, so you might need to get to know him a little bit.
Well, there's always something called redistricting. That's Chairman Doggett.
I was going to let you know Faith is one of your constituents as well. So
well, they're from Rutherford County. I'm not sure what the exact address is. So. Just if any of you have ambitions down the road, just remember there is redistricting every 10 years. But thanks for being here and thanks for being involved in the political process. And welcome, very, very much so. We are back in session, and if we have no objections, I think I had a motion to adjourn. We are hereby adjourned.